everybody. Wow. A nice little 5:30 Thursday afternoon class. We don't normally do a Thursday afternoon, do we? It's nice to do something a little bit different. I always have to keep going back and checking my timetable because it's never the same. That's good. That's good. It means that it's not so predictable for me either. The class today, Unlock the Back, the Neck and the Shoulders, was a huge favourite. So I'm going through my views, and it was the second highly viewed. This had 255 views. And I actually have already taught it twice before because I actually have 2 dates on it. My first date, 29th of the 1st. So right at the beginning of January, and then that was on a Friday, and on a Monday, the 17th of the 5th, so in May. So yeah, it's been a while since we revisited the class, Unlock the Back, Neck and Shoulders. It could also be similarly called, I saw one in my pile of things just before, like a working from home 30-minute blast. It is very conducive to an afternoon, shut down the laptop, time to just give myself some stretches. But again, in saying that, it's also really good, midway through the day if you're feeling a little bit stiff and you may not want to go outside and loosen up, but you want to come do a practice. You will need a bolster because we're going to do some thoracic extension, and we'll talk about that in a second, but we are going to begin in Bananarama. When I started to read the notes, I'm like, this is a little bit like our Happy Hips one. We did this earlier on this week in the hips, but it is a really nice stretch, the Bananarama, because it helps to open up through the side structure of the body, so head and shoulders will go in the same direction that the legs do and the arms come over the top. This week we did something different. We actually held onto the wrist, so we will stay with that idea, holding onto the wrist and pulling the longer arm. If that feels comfortable, if it doesn't and you would rather hold onto your elbows, feel free, hold onto the elbows. Ideally, we're really offering this right side here more space. We're also trying to, you can see here, they're actually getting in underneath the armpit and the shoulder area. Trying to roll this right shoulder blade back towards the floor as we also go into side bend or lateral flexion here. It's a nice way to create a little bit of space in this shoulder capsule as well. So a nice gentle sort of pulling action on the right arm. Reach away with the right heel, roll the right hip down to the floor. Again, you want to take some nice big deep breaths into this open side, this right hand side here. The other thing too that often happens is that, I know that it is called Unlock the Back and the Neck, back, neck and shoulders, or release and come back through the other side, is that, again, when we sit so much in any shape or form, be it that we're driving or that we're sitting in public transport or we're sitting at a desk, there's this compression that happens here into the ribs. They all compress down onto each other, and it changes the structure of the thoracic. You've heard me talk before about how we're driven either thoracically or we're driven pelvically, the way that the body tends to respond to, I'll use the word treatment, is that often they'll treat us either because what's happening not down here at the pelvis or the ribs, they're two big main, what we call drivers of the body's posture and how we perform, and then gently release and walk back through to the centre. So it is nice to try and get a little bit of space out of here, these little crushed up ribs. Walk the feet in for me here. We'll just leave it's just nice on the back in this instance. Let's just start with a bit of neck. It's nice having the head rested onto something to support it. When we do some neck stretches, I'm going to suggest that we look over the left shoulder to where it feels comfortable. At the same time though, because we're looking over the left shoulder, let's take the left hand and like little spider fingers, walk the left hand down towards the end of the mat. And then walk the right hand down to the end of the mat. Thinking here that we're getting the shoulders a little further away from those ears. Good. let the shoulders sort of creep up. This is just to take a little load out of that neck. Back to centre. And when you're ready, let the head continue to roll and find its way out to the right. Same thing again, let's walk the right hand down and then the left hand down. Keep both shoulders on the floor. Let those shoulders creep back up. Ease the head back to centre. Take the hands behind the back of the head and bring the chin down towards the chest. Take the hands right at the base of the skull. Using the hands, stretch the scalp towards the crown of your head. Then ease the head back down. This wasn't in the notes, but I'm going to add it to it. If you've got a block, bring it for me here. Put the block on an angle. Can you see now I'm getting much more chin to chest. And you can hear it in my voice, and I can feel a lot more stretch running down through the side of my neck as well, because I can get a much deeper chin to chest. So that the block's on an angle, so it's not, the edge is not wedging itself into the back of my skull, so it feels quite comfortable for me here. But it gives me a lot more range of chin to chest than it did before. So again, more length behind this back side of the neck. Walk your hands down towards your heels again. Feel the difference here. Good. Ease back those shoulders. Take the block out from underneath the back of the head. Slowly ease the head back down to the floor. Return the chin to chest action so you continue to keep this length behind the back of the neck rather than, you know, if by any chance the chin is pointing up towards the roof. Take both of the arms up towards the ceiling. This is called protraction and retraction. You might remember those words. We've done a few classes where we've used this technique of separating the shoulder blades out from underneath us. It's often in this capacity, how we're teaching it here, is often what will I say, like a textbook version. So for example, when you get the physio, they'll say, so I want you to lie on your back, I want you to pull your shoulder blades out from underneath you. Whereas we might say, I want you to do cat stretch. Okay. And then we know with cat stretch that we consciously separate the shoulder blades, or for example, we wouldn't say cat pose, we will do the same kind of action, which we will do in a second, in eagle pose, where we consciously widen across the back. Okay, but at the same time, so that's stretching the back. At the same time, whilst necks and backs get tight, they often get tight because they're also not strong enough to hold us up in place. So that's why we need to go the other way and go into retraction, trying to pull the shoulder blades down into the floor and almost let them come and kiss together, which is, do we do poses like this? Yes, we do. Well, bridge is a perfect example where we interlock the hands underneath the back of the body and we work the shoulder blades together. It does two things. It widens or broadens the chest, but it also works the back. So let's go back to protraction. Consciously pull the shoulder blades out from underneath the back. Let the right arm reach up a little bit higher than the left. You'll go on a bit like a slight angle to do that. Good. And then let the right shoulder blade come back down to the floor. Let the left shoulder blade pull out from underneath you and reach the left arm further out away from you. Good. And then softly lay that shoulder blade back down to the floor so it has space. Now go and draw shoulder blades back into the mat and then sneak them together. Retraction. Good. Let the shoulder blades soften and just sprawl across the mat. Take your right wrist, your right hand to grab hold of, I should say, your left wrist. Good. Bring this arm across the body, drop the shoulder away from the ear and pull this left shoulder blade. Roll off the left shoulder blade as you continue to pull the arm a little further across to your right. Again, this whole idea of getting your shoulder blade out from underneath you to give you that space here and to stretch right across these rhomboids. And there's a whole series of muscles that sort of lay it down over here. Ease that shoulder blade back. arms come back up. Your left hand will hold your right wrist. The arm will come across your body, the shoulders away from the ear, and you will continue to pull the arm, okay, reaching away from you. Reach, reach, reach. More shoulder blade off the floor, more reach or pull with the left hand. Awesome. Ease the shoulder blade back down to the floor. Both hands back by our sides here. Let's take pelvic curling. Take a breath in. Breath out. Tilt the pelvis back. Peel the spine away from the floor. Okay, so this is that unlocking the back. It's getting that movement. It's a cat-cow in a lying position. Ease the spine slowly back down. Good. Back to neutral. Breathing. Breathe out. Tilt back. Peel away. Breathe in there. And breathe out, ease on down. So take another one from here. And our next one we get to move into bridging. Okay, once again, for the intention to give us some strength into that back. We unlock it all, but at the same time we still need to give ourselves a little bit of work so that we keep strong there. Good. Easy arms out, wide shoulder blades, inch the spine, one vertebrae at a time back down towards the floor. Take the arms out towards the ceiling, cross the left arm in front of the right, double arms, wrap around for eagle arms. So again, I talked about this, separation of shoulder blades, the protraction of the shoulder blades. Take the left leg, wrap it around the right. If you wanted to give me a second wrap, go for it here so that we can get the eagle legs working with us as well. Left the right foot up off the floor, wriggle those shoulder blades out from underneath. Reach the elbows upwards towards the ceiling to get more shoulder blade separation, and then the forearms, trying to reach them up towards the roof as well. Breathe out, curl up towards the knees. Now you can definitely get the shoulder blades out from underneath you more. You breathe in, back down, just to rest. And again, breathe out, curl up. Widen the back, hold it here, breathe into that spaciousness there. Good, breathe out, down with it. Inhale, curl up, hold it up. Stay there, breathing out. Hold it, breathing in. Breathe out now. Come down. Unwrap the legs. And unwind the arms. Open, closing the book here. Over onto your side here. Prop up if you need something underneath your head. Oh, let's get a little blankie. It's just nice. I just find it nice and comforting to have something a little bit propped up. It can be anything. Be resourceful. Reach the right arm out. Open it up, follow it, the neck should be okay with this now. Breathe out, close it down. Now, did we do this? I think we did this one of the morning ones, and I'm just observing my, for the want of a better word, performance in the afternoon versus the morning, and my range feels a lot different than it did in our morning class. Good. Let's take another two. Let me try and get the openness to that shoulder capsule. Good. Close it down, and then here's your very, very last one. Reach out, reach up. Keep the knees together and unwind and hold it here, breathing into the chest. The openness across the shoulder. Turn the head if you want to. Add some neck, but don't let those knees move. Yep. Doesn't matter about how far the arm gets up, but it does matter that the knees have moved. Breathe out, close it down, follow it with the head. Perfect. Change sides. Open and close on this second side. So this unravels the back and unlocks the back. And it gives us this, because we've gone into a twist, so we're stacked so the spine is neutral here. But then as we rotate the thoracic, we get to unwind and unlock that stiffness that happens when the back doesn't move. Close down on the exhale, open up on your inhale. Again, if you feel comfortable with moving the head, it can roll with the arm. Good. Breathing in, open. Let's find this one as our very last one to unwind the back. The neck goes with us. It gets a little bit of freedom there as well. The shoulder. So this is a bit of a tick for all of the boxes now. Down and close. It should feel a little more relaxing in the chest and the back here as we roll back and find yourself back in and onto the mat here. Take your knees into your belly, so give that lower back a bit of a stretch. See how you go here. Getting a little bit of that lower back up off the floor. We're going to do two things with our bolster next. Come on up and bring your bolster underneath the back of your pelvis. And then bring your knees into your chest. If you don't need bolster, put it, use your block for sure. Really try and get that real big lift here. Again, you can open up the legs a bit more if you wanted to. But what you should feel is some really long, sort of deep lower back muscle stretches. Ease the heels down. And then just reel that bolster out. It's going to go a little further up, so we'll need to rock up to get it. But it comes underneath the thoracic. If we want block for the head to rest, and we extend over into that supported thoracic extension. Big arch in this back. Once again, sending the arms out like they were for your open close hawk. And again, the more that you create this curve, and again, it's up to you if you want to go right over. You'll know where it feels comfortable, but it's a beautiful way to take that back into extension. You don't have to go to this nice big full range here. You want to feel comfortable. If you can get like a sort of semi-deep range like this here, what you'll feel is that all of the ribs start to open as well through the sternum. So this the connection of where all the ribs come into that chest plate here. You might feel this big long length here from belly button, let's say, to right into the collarbones. Good. onto the bolster again. Again, you've got choices here. You might roll over to the side to come out of it, or you might press into the bolster to curl up. Let's replicate fish now. As we come back down onto the bolster, onto the block, you wriggle those arms underneath you. Take fish pose here. Just let the head lightly rest onto your mat. Again, this gives you a lovely stretch through the throat, which, as you can appreciate, can often start to, all these muscles here can get quite shortened because we look down a lot, the head tips forward a lot. So therefore this gets short. Then release. Come back down onto the mat, walk your feet in. Lift your bottom up. Just take a moment to reset. Find the knees pulling into your belly. Use this to rock up to sit. Come on up for me into cat-cow. Let's do cat-cow, happy puppy. We'll do one. Let's go one of each. Cat, exhale. Round the back, chin to chest. Inhale, cow. Breathe out, neutral. Hold it here, inhale. Exhale, look around to the left hip. Now, stretch your right hip down to the end of your mat at the same time. We're shortening the left, so we should be looking at lengthening the right. Right shoulder is reaching forward to the top of your mat. Right hip pulls back to your heel. Okay. Square up to neutral. Happy puppy on the other side should be the left hip pulling down towards the heel. Right shoulder pulling away from the left shoulder pulling away from the left hip. Shortening your right side. Good. Come back to center. Cat-cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Breathe out, neutral. Breathe in, stay here. Breathe out, look around towards your left hip, stretch your right hip down and away from you. You come back to center, breathe in. Round to the other side, breathe out. Good, breathe in. Park it here. Breathe in, open the right arm up towards the ceiling, thread the needle, breathe out, tuck it under. Breathe in to open it. Breathe out to tuck it. Breathe in to open. Breathe out to thread. And breathe in to open. Breathe out, thread and park it. Palm going down. Head staying off the floor. At this point in time, right shoulder pulling away from the right hand. Lower the head and shoulder down to the floor. Take the left arm, walk it forward. Good. Draw the left shoulder away from the left hand. Roll the left armpit down towards the floor. Feel how it starts to, again, address this left back of shoulder blade and the right shoulder blade. So both, everything's getting a really nice opening here. Breathe in, bring the left hand in. Slide the right hand out and back up. Ah, that feels a bit different, doesn't it? And then come back onto the mat. Yeah. Left opens, left threads. Left opens. Breathe out, left threads. Breathe in, open. Breathe out, thread. One more, breathe in, open. Breathe out, thread and hold. Palm down if you can. Left shoulder pulling away from the left hand. Good. Left shoulder lowering down, right arm walking forward. Good. Everything pulls back, but the right armpit pulls down to the floor. Remember, roll it down, trying to open it up. Left shoulder pulling to the left edge of the mat, right shoulder pulling down to the right back end of your mat. Right hand sliding in, left hand pulling out, and one more twist. Nice. Both hands back onto the floor. High child, grab a block or your bolsters, blocks, I should say, or bolsters. Hands high. Drop the chest through. Roll the armpits down to the floor. Find that spaciousness across the shoulder blades down. Good, breathing, come back up. Elbows onto this block structure. Wider knees. Chest through. Elbows on. Send the hands down to your heels. And press the armpits towards the floor. And feel those underarms. That whole shoulder. Release. Breathe in, release the arms. Hands will go back onto the floor. Come on up, tuck the toes under. Bring your hands to hold your heels for rabbit pose. Grab the heels, forward towards the mat. Roll forward like you're going to roll towards the crown of your head. Don't put load in it though. Push your heels into your hands. Yeah. Pull your hands into your heels. Good. Let the arms relax down by your side thighs. Separate the shoulder blades. Keep pushing and pulling, but don't wedge your head into the floor. It's just a light touch. Okay, this should release the whole of the spine. It's like a traction. So think of it as a little bit like your down dog, isn't it? Good, release. Good, bring your hands to the mat. Fronts of the feet towards the floor. Very slowly unravel. I'm going to have you sitting in hero. If this doesn't work for you, then that's okay. Find a nicer spot for you to be in. Around the back, interlock the fingers, chin to chest. Press those hands away from you. Soft with the shoulders. Breathe in now, straighten the spine, let the arms float up. Grab hold of the tip of the elbows from here. And breathe out, tilt to your left. Press your right hip down to the floor more. Turn your chest a little more around towards the roof. Tilt a little more left. Good. Roll the right armpit down towards your left thigh now. Roll your arms down to your belly and then back up to your right. Grab that left armpit or lateral side of that arm. You really want to try and open that armpit now more to the roof. Left hip pulls down to the floor more. Good. Roll the left armpit down to the thigh. Roll the arms down into your belly. Leave them here. Chin to chest. Roll the spine to stack. He gets to rest equally between those two shoulders. Take both hands down to the floor. Full deep breaths in, full deep breaths out. Bring the hands to heart. Softly bow the head. Let's finish with Namaste. Namaste. Hope that has you feeling much better for a Thursday night. Enjoy. You only have one more day to go. You can tick that one off your list.
All right, I get to see you tomorrow. Oh, those people who are with me in the morning, we have got morning practice tomorrow at 8. And then we have one more practice on Saturday. All right, take care. Enjoy your evening. Now it's time for you to spend some time relaxing now. Go and enjoy. Take care.